What up, guys? It's Damien from the Neighborhood Comic Book Dad back this week with an episode. I'm going to show you guys some of my autographed books. It's been a while. Let's get it. Hey, guys, it's Damien back after a couple weeks. Life's been a little bit busy. Haven't had time to crack out episodes every week like I would like. But I'm back, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of my signed comic collection. So let's get started. Okay, first up, this is the newest one I got just the other day. Savage Namor, signed by Jay Lee. This was the first issue he did back in the 90s. Clutch. And this is one of my prized ones, a Norm Breyfogle signature. Rest in peace. His run on Batman was just phenomenal, and I'm really lucky to have a signed copy in my collection. The next one I got from Jesse James Comics when he was in Arizona. This is a 4 signature book. Back in the 90s, Topps tried doing some comics for a while, and this had an all-star lineup, and I was fortunate enough to get a lot of the autographs. I got a Walt Simonson autograph, a Roy Thomas, sorry about the glare, Jim Sullicrup, who was the editor, I think he wrote a story in here, and also Tony Isabella, Bronze Age, awesome author, one of the creators of Black Lightning. It's a cool book. Okay, next up is I got a big fan of this miniseries by Matt Wagner. His take on the Demon was awesome. And I was lucky enough to get a set of these off eBay all signed. This is number 1. Number 2. Yeah, if you guys ever get a chance, if you want to check out Demon, these are really inexpensive. There's number 3. Signed. This storyline is pretty cool. His take was awesome. His artwork is just sweet. I highly recommend this miniseries, guys. Okay, next up, for you video game heads out there, back in the old school days of Sega Genesis, there was a cartridge game called Chokin', the Forever Man, and it was actually based off of an independent comic. And I was lucky to find 2 signed copies of Chokin' by the creator, Robert Krause. Signed this one. This one's actually kind of a rare one. And this is a compendium, also signed by Krause. And these are just cool, classic, independent stuff. And this one was in a haul video I did when I went out to swap meets. I didn't even notice it was autographed until I was rebagging it and everything. It's actually autographed twice by both artists, Javier Salteras and Mark Texera. Sorry about the glare. Okay, another signed Ghost Rider. This one's by Andy Kubert. I dig his artwork also. Wolverine vs. Ghost Rider issue. Signed in silver there. Okay, and these ones I got after he passed away. I never met the man, but his legendary run on Hulk, Peter David, I got 2 signatures from him. And these both are actually signed by Peter David and Mike Deodato, the artist. Great run on Hulk. Then these, I'm a big Thor fan, and I got a nice little run of Ron Friend's classic issues, and these issues here really got me into Thor back in the late 80s. I started from these, getting them off the spinner rack, and I went back and just started collecting from there. This is a great 4-part storyline with the Celestials. These are all signed by Ron Friend. The one I wish I had signed but haven't gotten signed yet is that classic one-shot issue where Captain America lifts the hammer. That's a cool cover there. I'll get that eventually. Hopefully. Okay, next up we got a Thor relaunch number 1 Dynamic Forces edition. I got this from dear friend Colt. This one's signed by Dan Jurgens, the writer, who's also an awesome artist. But John Romita Jr., JR. He did the art for like the first 24 issues, and they're just awesome, powerful images, Kirby-inspired storytelling. That's a great series too. Okay, my Thundercats love showing up here. This one's signed by the writer. As a Dynamic Forces exclusive. And this is a variant cover of the same issue, but this one's signed by Art Adams in the corner there. Great cover. Okay, next up we got Wolverine issue. This one I actually got signed in person at San Diego Con back in like 1990. I met the man, Mark Silvestri. He's got his signature right in there. And boy, is that guy tall and talented. He's got great artistic and storytelling skills. Okay, then these next 5 are a World War Hulk set that I won at a local comic book store drawing. They're all signed by David Finch, the cover artist. He's got real small signature in silver pen on each cover. Just great covers. The interiors are John Romita Jr. They're awesome too. But Finch is just awesome, stylized, detailed art. Let's take those covers in, guys. Great stuff. And this storyline was pretty cool. The whole lead up to it, Planet Hulk, all that stuff is great. Recommended Hulk story. We got number 4. And lastly, number 5, just a great Century Hulk cover. Look at that power, man. That's awesome. Okay, then we hit some of my X-Men books. Uncanny X-Men, great Bishop cover signed by Andy Kubert. Most of these X-Men, my brother got signed for me in San Diego a year I couldn't go. He was working with a company out there and stood in line. This one's signed by Will Spatasio in gold right down there. Okay, this one, I got lucky and found this at a store locally here that doesn't really sell comics, but there's a Jim Lee signature on this cover. And this cover is a great classic fold-out cover. But that was a good find. It's in really good condition. Looked out there. Then this one, I think Dion got me this one signed. Also, John Romita Jr. signature. Mid-90s X-Men. Then this one was another local comic book store find, signed by Chris Claremont, X-Men #1. I got this from a store chain that's closed. They were called All About Books and Comics. That's a great book there. Then here's some more books that my brother got me signed in San Diego. More Andy Kubert and also the writer Fabian Nicieza. This is pretty much when they started up. 18. Great Colossus cover 19. This is an Andy Kubert only signature. Right in the middle there. And then Dan also got me one signed in gold by Andy Kubert and then Fabian Nicieza up top. Hope the glare's not too bad, guys. Another Fabian Nicieza and Kubert signed cover. And here's number 22. Same thing signed by Kubert and Nicieza. Big old Fabian on the Optic Blast. And then Kubert right there and there. Great covers. Then here's the classic Gambit Rogue cover signed by Nicieza on the side and Kubert right in the middle there. My brother really hooked me up on these. Thank you, D. Then this one I bought after his passing. Unfortunately, I never met the man. Love his storytelling and his art. This is a signed copy of X-Men Micronauts #1 signed by Jackson Butch Juice. Rest in peace. Down there in the corner there. I remember buying these off the rack as a kid and just being blown away. Okay, next up we got some Ed Brubaker and Mark Silvestri signed Deadly Genesis #1 variant. It's a riff on the Giant Size X-Men #1 cover. Sick. Then we got a variant of that issue, and this one's just signed by Brubaker. Then we got another Silvestri and Brubaker signed #2. Hope the glare is not too bad, guys. These are all in Mylar. It's a little bit tough not to get the light right on them. Okay, then the last three here that I have ungraded are, I got these from my dear friend Colt, Art Adams, signed issue of Marvel Legacy #1. Up there on the top in red. Then we got another Art Adams, Wolverine. This one's a little tough to see. It's in purple on the bottom there. Just a great cover. And then Colt also got me a couple of J. Scott Campbell exclusives off his website of X-Men. This is a black and white signed Uncanny #1. Great cover. And then this is probably my favorite J. Scott Campbell cover that I have signed. New Mutants #1, Magic. Just sick. Thanks again, Colt, for hooking me up, man. And I have a couple graded books signed out of my collection. I'll probably do a separate video showing off some of my graded books to you guys. But these are probably my three prized signed books that are graded. Got first Barry Bill, first start of the Walt Simonson era of Thor, signed by the man, the myth, the legend, Simonson himself. Yeah, that's really bad glare, sorry guys. But I got this one last year off of eBay. And this is another, I'm a big Deathstroke fan, as I've told you guys before. And I got this one at a killer deal, signed by George Perez. And not only is it, the origin issue of Deathstroke, but it's also the first time that you see Nightwing, or Robin turn into Nightwing, and Jericho also, first appearance Jericho. Sick book there. And then lastly, this is Down Memory Road. It's not just about the comics, that you guys enjoy. It's about the stories behind them and the hunt. This book I got, me and my friend Colt, we got a chance to meet Stan Lee years ago. I think it was his last Phoenix Comic Con appearance. He passed away about a year after we met him. And I actually got a signed Thor comic by him. Didn't really get to say too much to him. I thanked him for all of his work and all his great stories and everything. But it was kind of like, in and out, meet the man, have a signature, and move on. But it was awesome to meet him. And yeah, quite an experience. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. Sorry about my voice. I've been battling a cold this last week. It's going around the house, actually around the country. Pretty much everybody knows I've been battling through flus and stuff. But I'm glad to get another video out, and I'm going to try and stay on a weekly schedule. And comment if you have something cool that you got signed. Let me know what you guys saw that you liked. And as always, thanks to the subscribers, and thanks for checking out the videos. And we'll see you next time. Take care.